I was just thinking about how I can't really believe that I am approaching 2 years since I have dated someone. And that's just dated, not in a relationship, just dated. And I kind of been struggling with the fact that I have never been in a relationship. And some days I feel this accumulation of rage and grief that has sort of caught up to me from this ongoing singleness and isolation. And people will say, Tia, you're so young, you have so much time to experience that. And it's like, yes, I get it, but it's been so long. Like, even talking about it is just making my chest tight. It's just like since high school, I have watched how relationships and love has come so easily for others, and even in college and even in early adulthood. And then here I am in the beginning of my late 20s, and I still have not experienced that yet. It's like I know who I am in friendship, in family, in solitude, in isolation, but I don't know who I am in love. I don't even know what it's like to be a girlfriend or how I would even operate in a relationship. And from this ongoing singleness and isolation, I'm like super hyper independent. And sometimes I think about how when I do get in a relationship, I may not be that person's first girlfriend or first love. Like, I start thinking about all those things, and I just don't even know what it's like to be seen, to be heard, to be understood, to be considered in that way, like romantically. I don't even know what it's like to have someone genuinely curious about me. And I think what I miss is just being connected to someone, even though the connections that I've had when I was dating people, they were very short lived, and I just still feel like I miss connection. I miss having someone to talk to on my rides home from work, and someone to watch movies with, and someone to cheer for me. It's like I have all this love to give and no one to give it to. And people will say, oh, love yourself. Self-love is the best love. I couldn't agree more. Truly. But I also feel like that statement implies that singles don't love themselves and that people in relationships do love themselves. And I know people in relationships who do not love themselves. I know people in relationships who don't know how to be single. But also, I feel like people can learn to love themselves through relationships. And also, self-love doesn't replace the want for romance and connection. It just doesn't. And I'm immensely grateful for how love does show up with friends and family. But that romance area, man, it's lacking. And it seemed like all 2025, people were popping out in relationships left and right. Engagements, weddings. And then even at the end of the year, at the end of 2025, it was a lot of proposals and engagements, and some of them seemed a little rushed. Not going to lie, some of them seemed a little rushed, and it made me wonder if marriage was becoming this thing where it's just a trend, and yeah, it just made me think. But I'm gonna stay out of folks' business. I don't want to sound like a hater, but yeah, I don't know. And I also don't want to date. I don't feel like I need to date to meet my person. I feel like it doesn't make sense. The fact that I'm like, I want to experience like a real relationship, but then I'm like, I don't want to date. It just, I've kind of developed this fatigue with dating. And after things didn't work out with the last person that I dated, I just kind of threw my hands up because I just got tired. I got tired of things not working out. And I just withdrew from the dating scene completely. And then there was this one time where I downloaded a dating app. I tried to put myself back out there, but I only downloaded the app for a week. I only had it for a week. And that experience just made me sick to my stomach. It was so low vibrational. Like, it just wasn't me. It just wasn't me. I feel like I am supposed to meet my person organically. Even the way the guys were talking to me on that app, like off rip, it was like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I know, people also say, when things don't work out, you keep going. That person didn't work out. You date the next person. And I get that. And moving on is crucial. But I feel like I needed to sit with myself for a minute. I really needed the year to myself. I really needed 2025 to myself. I really did. And I feel like in the moment it was difficult to accept, but I get why. I get why. And sometimes I do still have moments where it's difficult to accept, but I just learned so much about myself. I learned so much about myself, my goodness. I learned what I like, what I don't like, what I'm willing to accept, what I won't accept, my non-negotiables, my boundaries. I have developed standards now. It's different. And I knew that I needed that season of just self so I can show up better. I can present myself better. And so I can know what to walk away from instead of just accepting things just to have companionship, just to have someone there. It's like, if it's not what I want, I don't want it at all. I will stay single until it's what I want. I don't want to extend my time, my energy, my effort, my attention, my knowledge to just anyone. I just don't want to do that. And I understand too that I don't have to go so deep with everyone, but it's also like, that's just kind of who I am. Depth and intensity, like, that's just me. But I'm also aware of what I hold, and that not just anyone deserves that. I just truly believe that me and whoever my person is, we're working on becoming the best versions of ourselves, and we will align from being the better version of ourselves, and it'll just be right. It needs to be organic. It needs to have emotional depth. It has to feel aligned. It has to be aligned. And I know that I'll look back and I'll see why this delay is happening. I know it. I know it. There have been many delays that I'm grateful for that I've had. And even if I can't see it now, why it's been such a long time of this singleness, I know that when it does happen, it's going to be right. It's going to be aligned, man. And I'm optimistic.